About 14 months ago, I finally became strict carnivore. Within the first week, I felt better. They're doing the same thing over and over again.
Exactly.
Results.
Blame the cows because they're watering the romaine lettuce with like fecal matter and shit. That's not the cow.
You guys know I don't have a filter, right?
I like to just say, you know what, I'm just going to eat when I'm hungry. Like, it's about speeding up your metabolism, and you have to eat every couple of hours.
I saw a video of a lion that ate so much meat that his belly was wicked round that he couldn't even move. He had to lay down because, and I don't blame that lion because he doesn't know when he's gonna have his next meal. And that's what's beautiful about carnivore.
We get to sit down with a whole bunch of different people, and Everett LaMountain, the Blue Collar Carnivore on Instagram, his bio says he's just a carnivore eating, blue collar working, cigar-loving gym rat on a journey. And I love that, man. And thanks for coming on and talking with us today. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So let's just jump right in, man. How did you become the Blue Collar Carnivore?
So I became a blue collar carnivore because, let's face it, I work 2, sometimes 3 jobs. I do 2 jobs under the books, and then I do a bunch of odd jobs on the side. So it's a lot of things that a lot of blue collar on a regular basis. When I became carnivore about 14 months ago, I was animal-based for about 1 year before that. I knew about the carnivore diet, I just didn't want to jump right into it, so I gave animal-based a try for about a year, and after years and years of just eating exogenous carbohydrates, lots of ultra-processed food, lots of sugar, I decided to just make the switch, and within the first week, I felt better immediately off of animal-based. And I did it for about a year. I lost some weight, especially through stubborn belly fat. And at the time, before I took control of my health, I was 183 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot to some people. But if you looked at the picture from when I was that weight, it wasn't pretty. And I don't want to get too deep into like why it didn't look pretty, put it that way. So I did animal-based, and then I was still experiencing something called reactive hypoglycemia for the sugars that we still consume from the fruit. So over time, I just slowly progressed toward just meat and eggs and raw dairy, and then wean away the fruits. And then about 14 months ago, I finally became a strict carnivore, and the rest is history.
Right on. Wow. So that's a cool little evolution, if you will, no pun intended, but and I know your stuff, like now your content, like you come from a great, real, normal guy approach. We're all not doctors. We're not scientists. And I think the power of the conversation with real people, and Blue Collar Carnivore says a lot of stuff. And I think the way you call out stuff as well is really important. So how did you start? Like once you went full carnivore, we'll just call it the full carnivore. What did you notice at the beginning that was different aside from the obvious hypoglycemia sugar stuff?
I was just more calm, focused, and it's not like I noticed that like my jittery energy was pretty much non-existent. I was just calm, focused, and energized to like where, okay, I can focus on multiple things at once rather than having to do a bunch of things at once. And then, but eventually I would feel like in a panic sort of thing. That's what I truly noticed. I can multitask without any hesitation and without any stress.
Yeah, without any anger. Yeah.
And I think that kind of coincides with, I think we all feel this in some way. There's this little spark or this little thing it's whether you want to call it an awakening, it's holy crap, this is real. And I feel different. Everybody reports brain fog going away. All of a sudden you feel like a human again. And I think that's something that sort of drives us to stay with it anyway. And how do you feel about it now? Are you pretty set in your ways about what you eat, or have you opened up a little bit over the last few months?
I'm pretty much set in my ways on what I eat. Basically, I just eat the simplest food: steak, beef, eggs, and then maybe some cheese every now and then. That's pretty much it. I keep it very simple every single day, and I never get sick of it because I know I'm going to be full, satiated, and then the next day I'm going to feel like $1,000,000.
It's amazing, isn't it? Every day you're eating the same food and you're looking forward to it every day. So I'm the same as you. I eat a steak every day and I do look forward to it every evening when I'm finished. I'm like, oh, I just cannot wait to have this food. I don't miss anything that I used to eat in the past. And when I think about how much food I used to eat, like I used to have so much variety, whereas now I'm just sticking with red meat. And honestly, it's just amazing. I can't explain it. So you guys know what I'm talking about. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And then who gets bored of eating like eggs and bacon?
No.
Not me.
Never.
I'm
Never.
bored with every.
Yeah, I feel it when, sorry, boys, I'm just moving that around. I feel it when I don't have a steak. I try it sometimes. I'll have like a lot of pork, or I'll have a lot of chicken, or something that's a little different, or seafood. And I'm like, I want steak. It's just, it's a natural instinctive thing. It's nope. You know what? This sounded like a great idea. Maybe there was a little nutrient craving sensing going on somewhere that I don't normally get. But as soon as I'm done eating, I'm like, I want to have a steak now.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
How about your friends, family, and how do they feel? Or what have you noticed?
There's a little bit of a difference in behavior amongst family.
Yeah.
Some people are a little bit concerned, but they know that I take good. I always keep myself. I'm always keeping an eye on myself. They know that. Some are a little worried. My mother, especially. I love her to death, but she worries all the time. My friends, I gotta tell you, they don't come around. They've been drifting away for some reason.
I feel you, because my whole life flipped upside down, especially when I started doing these things. I don't really relate to a lot of people that don't care, if that makes any sense. If they're not interested in sort of the way, in a dietary, the way the world works, it's almost like there's definitely a disconnect there. So I feel you. And it took me a long time to come around. Actually, meeting Mark probably brought me out of a shell that was like I was just internalizing, and it can be lonely. And that's why I love it that you're part of the carnivore community. And this is what we're all about. We're finding like-minded, like-spirited people all over the world. And it's a beautiful thing. So
it's amazing how great everybody is. You guys especially, because I connect with you guys on a regular basis, whereas I have a lot of friends that are police officers and they had different schedules, and I get it. And they also have girlfriends. One of my friends has a baby on the way. And so I get that there's different schedules, but the support on the other hand, though, is almost non-existent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely incredible. It really is. The being part of the community, it's just getting bigger and bigger. I think we have over 25 people in that group now at the moment.
I think you're at 30, actually.
30. It's amazing. It's absolutely, and everybody's supportive. Everybody shows up every day. The reels they do. It's just everybody's tagging in each other. Nobody has this selfish attitude that's all about me. Everybody just wants to see everybody do really well.
And Ed, where are you, the Blue Collar Carnivore? Where are you from? Like, where are you living?
I live in a small state of Rhode Island.
Holy cow! The smallest, right on.
Smallest state in the country.
The only thing I know about Rhode Island was me, myself, and Irene, man. That was it.
Hey, Family Guy.
There you go.
Family Guy is based out of Rhode Island.
All right. Nice.
It's literally so small, Tony. It's 50 miles long, 35 miles wide. That is.
Wow.
You go from top to bottom in an hour.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Go on. Sorry. No, go ahead, Tony.
I'm just curious because, like, we talk to people all over the world. How are you feeling about? I don't want to get too political, but how are you feeling about the systems? About like where you are at? How the doctors, the medical system, even the food influences. I know how you feel about it because we've talked about it. But your take from a Rhode Island perspective.
From a Rhode Island perspective, it's going on, I guess. It's about 50-50, I would say. Yeah. I'm glad that RK is in, but you can't jump the gun right away, and I get that. everything that you're doing right now is basically just a start. And there are some people that are they're gonna do shit that even, let's say you get orders to somebody, but they're gonna do what they want to do behind his back. There's
Exactly.
gonna be
Yeah.
a lot of people doing that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
And
gonna
see,
be
yeah.
Go ahead.
Because at the end of the day, everybody has a choice. We can all see these people on our TVs and we can all listen to what these people are saying because it's what we're doing at the moment. Myself, Ed does this. We do an amazing job calling out people. But like for me, I'm looking at these people. I'm like, okay, why aren't people not reaching out to me? Why am I not getting any more views? Why are people not asking me the questions? Are you guys actually not seeing what I'm seeing? And that's what we're seeing at the moment with your man over in America. Like he's giving out all this advice, but most people are just saying, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm still going to eat this food. I don't care what it has. I don't care what it has 50 ingredients in it. I enjoy it. That's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on at the moment. And it's sad to see, really, because everybody's out there. Tony only spoke with Brian at this like a half an hour ago. That we're just being fed this big lie at the moment, and that's everybody's just going down this rabbit hole that these guys are the experts. This is, if we're sick, we're in their hands. They look after us. All this bullshit, and it's now we've been listening to this now for far too long. Now it's enough. We need to move on now. We need to move on from this.
And that's the problem too. People had believed the lie for so many years that it's just normal to them.
Yeah.
So when they hear things like that, what we talk about, we're crazy.
Yeah.
We're considered the insane ones. Well,
Exactly.
if that's insane, they're doing the same thing over and over again.
Exactly.
And expect a different result. So technically, we're not insane. We're just trying something new, and it seems to be working out.
And you notice as well when you have this conversation with them, their anger levels increase. You can see they're getting agitated, they're getting angry, they're telling you this is how it's done. Whereas you're just more relaxed. You're just like, calm down. Let's just have a conversation here. But they're the ones that are getting agitated about this kind of stuff. So you can't have a conversation. It's okay. You can't tell me what to do. This is what the studies say. This is what the doctors say. And it's, have you ever tried it? Have you ever stopped and tried the carnivore diet? And then they're like, no, I haven't tried it. I'm like, maybe you want to give it a go first before you start giving me an opinion.
And a lot of those studies that they try to reference had nothing to do with reality. It doesn't align with reality.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can study on board. If the numbers don't add up, if it doesn't match reality, then the study's almost useless.
Yeah. 100% agree with you.
What you guys are talking about also, like quite often what I say, it's like, we're so busy concentrating on who's saying what, we're not listening to what's actually being said. As soon as it's somebody that doesn't like something, they attack character, or they attack they say you're not an expert, you don't know nothing. Even if somebody says the most intelligent, down to earth, logical, fucking thought out thought, depending on where they sit in that narrative is how badly they get slandered. And it shouldn't be like that. It doesn't matter who's saying it. It's what the information is being said. And I think that's where RFK, just from my sort of upper Great White North perspective, sees, which I'm worried about, because he's not saying anything that's fucking not true. He's not saying anything that's hey, I want to protect kids and families and make America healthy again. What's wrong with that? Exactly. And that's the funny thing about, they have a problem with he can't do that. What? It's so logical, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. As I said, the people are just looking at us and they're thinking that these people are just crazy. It's when you talk about like simple things like the amount of ingredients that are in our food, people are just looking at us and saying, we've been eating this way such a long time now. No, we haven't. No. The food has changed in the last 50 years. You need to open your eyes, guys. It hasn't. It's nowhere near the same as it was 50 years ago. Nowhere near. 100 years ago, our food system wasn't anywhere near what it's like right now. So come on. You need to wake up to the bullshit.
When you go to a grocery store, okay, and you want to buy, let's say, bread, even though we're against grain, I'm just showing you an example. You just want to buy bread, you look in the back, what is the reason to have 10, maybe 20 ingredients for fucking bread? There is no reason for it.
shelf
Exactly.
stability,
Yeah.
preservation, and marketability, bulk. That's the whole. Those are the reasons why we shouldn't be eating bread. I love it that you say that, because there's no business seed oils being in. If you understand bread making, you understand there's like flour and water, maybe a little yeast. That's it.
So, do you remember when Subway had a lawsuit against them for having that one ingredient that made yoga mat?
No, but let me. I love it.
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago or something like that. The ingredient is like 20 something letters long. It was an ingredient that made yoga mats, because what it did was it made the bread puffier. Kind of like soft like a yoga mat. Yeah,
Wow.
Subway had to remove it because someone filed a class action lawsuit against them. But people didn't wake up to that. They were like, wait, they just looked there and, oh, wait, that's in Subway bread? Wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
But you look at but you look at the latest trend that's going on at the moment. I don't know if you guys are seeing this in your country, but in my country, listeria is in pretty much all the food over here. Every time you look on the news, it's like they're talking about listeria. It's in our vegetables. It's in our processed food. Like they only came out with the other day that it was in our breads. It's holy shit. Like it took you this long. It took you this long to understand this, and this is all over the news. This is all over the radio, and people are still. They're just saying, you know what? I don't care. This just doesn't bother me. I'm still gonna buy it. I walk into my local supermarket every week, and I'm like, did you not actually hear what was on the news last week? And you're still buying this. What is going on? What is going on?
But apparently animal fat is so bad for you, though.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's just, honestly, I just can't get my head around it.
I think there's more E. coli contaminations in romaine lettuce than there actually is in hamburgers. And they blame the cows because they're watering the romaine lettuce with like fecal matter and shit. That's not the cow, man. What the fuck? It's unbelievable what happens. It's like more people die of E. coli poisoning from bagged romaine lettuce than they do from actual hamburger when they call it a hamburger.
More people are getting sick from rabbit food.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. And they're vilifying it every step of the way, it's just mind blowing. Like I'll tell you guys a little secret. Like whenever I see eggs that are recalled, I eat them. I love it because you guys not only understand what salmonella is, like people are like, how is the egg any different than maybe on the shell? Sure. But a salmonella all chickens have salmonella. Cook the fucking eggs and you'll be fine. But I'm never sick. And I just laugh because as soon as I see that, I'm like, I'll eat it. People are like, you're crazy. I'm like, you don't even know
When
what
I
this
was
is.
an athlete in high school, I've been drinking raw egg since I was about 15 or 16 years old. I may have gotten slightly sick one time. That's it. Okay? I'm 35 now, and I've been drinking raw egg since I was like 16 years old. So you do the math from there.
Yeah, that's right.
One time I probably got slightly sick. That's it.
And I bet you it's because you got a little too close to the shell because it just doesn't happen. It's weird how people don't understand salmonella. Do you understand why you cook chicken, people? Like if you cook chicken, salmonella dies. So every piece of chicken, theoretically, it can have salmonella, but yet these chickens are salmonella. So we got to recall them. It's holy cow, man. But yet go eat your bagged romaine and die from E. coli.
Exactly.
I've had undercooked chicken on accident quite a few times.
Yeah.
And never one got sick.
Yeah. I think it's a lot to do with the quality. And not to mention, I don't know how you feel about this, Ev, but I'm sure your gut's a little stronger now. Right?
Oh, yeah. You can say that.
Right?
Say that.
I think food poisoning and all this stuff, I think if you're suffering from a leaky gut and you're all bloated and shitty, no pun intended, I think that would affect you a little bit more than somebody who's focusing on a high protein, complete protein, bioavailable diet that's strong.
Right. When you tell people that vegetables make you bloated, carnivore diet doesn't, they automatically just say, you're full of shit. There's no way that happened. I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm feeling.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And I love it because when your stuff comes up, and it's nice to see like just the calling out the ridiculousness of some of these statements that are just, it's unbelievable. So do you have any vegetarian or vegan friends or anybody that, you know, butt heads with, or yeah?
Not really. I wouldn't call them he's a vegetarian or anything like that, but more like standard American diet type of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
What's the feedback, Ed? Because I do watch your videos and I'm like, this is amazing. And first of all, I want to know where you get them. Like, how do you get these videos? And what's the feedback from the public?
you guys know I don't have a filter, right? So when you watch,
That's why we
you
love
gotta
it,
have to
buddy.
be a little. You gotta be a little bit crazy now. Okay, if I were a crazy person on social media, what would I do? So I would purposefully look up some of those videos, and then pop. You get them for 10, 20 reels in a row before I even run into a carnivore or a vegan guy, right? That's where I find these crazy videos, and I just happen to, if I'm interested. Okay, I need some content. Let me look through this. So I'm curious that this exists. Sure enough, there's real. Oh, great.
Nice.
More content for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's good because both of you guys, your content's mine's pretty, I don't know. I'm selfish. I just yell at I just speak from me. You guys both comment on things and I love it.
Yeah, see, the reason why I chose to do the call outs, because I just felt I was saying the same thing every week. I was talking about the same thing, like cholesterol, protein, high fat. I was just like, I had to come up with something different. I must have around 50 videos on my Instagram talking about calories. And I'm like, I just got to the stage and I was like, no, I can't keep on talking about this. I need to do something else. So that's when I just said, you know what, the best thing I can do is if I see a video that I don't like or someone that's just talking shit, I just need to, let's say, okay, you've had your say. Now I'm going to have my say so people can actually see both sides of the story. And that's the only reason I did it. I never did it to prove to anybody that I know everything. It's just to give people a different voice and so you can make up your own minds.
Yeah, I miss doing the remixes. I miss them.
Mm.
Something going on with Instagram that I can't do because what's happening is every time I record a side by side in live time, there's no sound from the original reel coming out. Yeah, it's happening to a lot of people. I put in a ticket. I still haven't even heard anything about it.
Is that because you
They're
mentioned
probably watching it? That's what it really is, because I'm getting these regular feedbacks from Instagram and especially TikTok. If I put
sorry,
go ahead, Tony.
Finish, buddy.
I was just gonna say I'm getting these regular pushbacks. I'm getting these regular strikes off Instagram and TikTok when I put a video up. And it's always when I'm calling out somebody because they're thinking that I'm bullying people. That's what I always get from Instagram. You can't be bullying people. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. And when I write back to them and to explain the situation, they do get back to me within 24 hours, and then the video goes up. On TikTok, it's completely different. Completely different. TikTok just don't want me talking about this lifestyle. But if I talk about sugar diet, or if I talk about, say, I don't know, is Ozempic, it'll go viral within seconds. Yeah, it'll go viral big time.
Ev, I wanted to ask you about this because you put up that post. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What was that? Because I was trying to figure out what it was, but what's going on? Because it was like something's going on with Instagram.
So what's happening is I'm noticing that the shares are sky high, but the views is like way down.
Yeah.
You would think that because of the amount of shares there are, the content would be pushed.
Yeah.
But for some reason, and there's very little engagement. I have another screenshot of one of my insights and the Instagram left a note saying engagement could be better. I'm like, engagement could be better. That thing, one of my reels had 300 shares, well, 500 views. I'm like, what's going on? And it's not just me it's happening to. It's happening to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
If you notice this week, like if you go on some random guy reel that you posted, he or she might have posted like maybe a day or two ago, all right, you're going to notice that their shares are like sky high or almost equal to like the likes that they have, which is unheard of.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It's even happening to bigger accounts.
Yeah, I know. Mine is just getting up to like around the thousands. Like you've got quite a big following, Ev. But when we were talking to Michael at Ancestrally Healed. Yeah, he was saying the same kind of thing. It just doesn't make sense, like all these things. And I have my suspicions on algorithmic friendliness. I'm pretty sure that some of your stuff, Ev, is beautiful. I think it's awesome, but I don't know if they're on our side. Obviously, we've had some crazy pushback, weird shit happen, but that's the stuff that freaks me out, because I don't know where that stuff's coming from, because you're right, it does not make sense.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not just happening to me or us. It's happening to other big accounts, like bigger influencers. Like guys, it's happening to people that have 200, 300, 400 plus thousand followers as well.
Yeah.
You're going to notice the real, like some of the shares just about equal the amount of likes that they have, which is still unheard of.
Yeah, no doubt. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
Make sense.
And how much, let's talk a little bit about pushback. Mark and I feel that quite a bit. How much, you being the Blue Collar Carnivore with a very substantial following, how do you feel, how much harassment do you get, if any?
From the Blue Collar community, not very much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. When I put up the pictures that involve the Blue Collar community, right, talk about how they're overweight, how they're having back issues, all those types of things, right? I don't push carnivore specifically on them. And that's what they want. They don't really want one's diet shoved down their throat.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, eat more nutrient-dense food. And then they'll start to catch on. You got to get them little by little.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm doing it purposefully psychologically to be like,
no, but you're right. It's
ahead that you need to worry about nutrients instead of calories.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I was the same. I put a video up yesterday where someone sent me a message saying that I'm part of a cult. I'm part of this gang. I'm just trying to force this on people. I'm trying to push this on people. And this guy was a vegan. And I was like, you guys actually do a lot more of this than what I do. I'm just giving out that information that I just feel that we should be doing. And I'm like, the first question I asked him was, like, why should I eat processed food? Why am I not allowed to explain to people why can't you not just eat red meats? Why can I not just explain this to people? And when I mentioned this to him, he kept on saying to me, well, you're just part of this gang. You can't be, it's just a diet. Everybody's on a diet. And I'm like, but you're not getting it. You're not getting what I'm saying. You're giving out this advice. You're allowed to have your say. Why can't I not have, why am I not allowed to have my say? Why do you feel like you need to get aggressive with me? Why can't we not just work all together and work in harmony pretty much? I get an awful lot of, especially from the vegans, I get threats. I get people are saying like they're going to come out to my home. They're going to kill me, all this bleeding shite. And I'm like, what is going on? Oh, it's been horrendous. Honestly, Tony, you want to see the messages I'm getting? It's honestly, God. They're saying like, you can't be part of this. You can't be killing animals. Like, people should be killing you. It's just, it's horrendous.
And their bodies is so under so much stress. Their bodies are screaming for nutrients, so they take out that anger on you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's no life without. That's it. That's a fact. You cannot live. You cannot live on plants for the rest of your life. I don't give a shit who you are. That's a fact. Yeah. That is an absolute. If you're on a desert island, what are you going to go after? Are you going to go after plants, or are you going to go after something that's going to be sustainable, like an animal? Well, you're going to go after the animal every day of the week. I don't care. If you're a vegan, that's what you're going to do. Trust me.
If the vegan diet works so well, okay, go to winter areas where there's a winter, right? And try to live in the woods. Go, good luck finding some plants.
Yeah. And it's something that the people do, like, this is something that I like to connect dots and stuff. And if we, like, there's a statistic that is, whether it's true or not, it's funny, but 85% of vegans after 5 years report catastrophic health something and they have to stop. Isn't it funny that our cells turn over 5 years? You're pretty much a completely different human being. So that would make sense. That would be the time where your fucking essential nutrients ultimately come back to matter. Like it's not a coincidence. And that's where we have these glorified vegans that have done this for 30 years. I'm not buying it. I don't think there's something they're not telling us. They're either perfectly supplementing or something, but we never see 5-year carnivores go, oh my God, that's it. I'm reporting any.
Absolutely. Because I've had this conversation with vegans. I'm like, okay, you tell me you're healthy, but what supplements are you taking? And they have a list, like a big long list. And I'm not taking any supplements. I don't need anything. I'm getting everything I need in the meat itself. Everything I need. I'm not deficient in B12 or anything like that. I'm getting everything I need in an animal-based diet. But you are telling people that this vegan lifestyle is healthy, but you have to take this, you have to take this, you have to take this. Come on, guys. Come on.
Because not only are they chefs in the kitchen, but they also have to be tenants in a laboratory that's right across the kitchen, in the next kitchen counter.
Yeah. No doubt, man. And this is the funny thing is that we get put into this us against them. And I don't care. It's just not. That's it. It isn't, guys. That's the way it is. Your diet has holes. Simple. So when if you're telling us, I feel for the people that love animals and their ethics, but they're not the ones that are pushing shit on everybody. They're just made a choice, and that's what but that's not nutrition.
The hypocrisy is unbelievable because they'll give you this bullshit about killing animals. Is a plant not a living organ?
Don't get me started with that shit. Oh my God.
It's holy shit. Stop. Like you're talking absolute bleeding rubbish. Like honestly, I could speak about an hour on this. And I love having these conversations with these people. But when you have these conversations, they automatically just block you because they know they've lost the conversation. They know they've lost the conversation.
Yeah. And they're happy to take trees away from animals that need them to live.
Yeah.
They need a place to live. They need a home. They're basically taking away animals' habitat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ecosystem, whole entire ecosystems are being destroyed for your
solar panel.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like coming from a spiritual aspect, and if you believe in the spirit, because there's a lot of stuff in that people are vegetarian or vegan because of alive. We eat live foods. You rip the fucking roots out of the ground and the plant is screaming. Okay. So if everything's conscious and sentient, your lettuce is too, because it's just.
What's that plant connected to? If you're ripping it out of the ground, Jesus Christ, guys, honest to God.
So I only eat alive foods. I don't know what, maybe fermented foods would be the only real alive foods. I'm not sure. It makes me laugh. Right.
I don't know. I don't care. I'd rather see animals.
Yeah. So do you eat any plants? Any plants at all? And like at all? Or are you just 100% strict?
I wouldn't say I'm 100% strict every single day. Once in a while, and what I mean by once in a while is maybe like once a week, maybe even twice a week. It depends on how I'm feeling. I will mess around with onions.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Nothing else. Just onions.
Cool.
And it's literally only one organic onion that's like maybe this big at most. Maybe like this.
Yeah.
At most. Because they only range from like 13 to 15 grams of carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And I can handle that. So it's not bad.
I have a funny theory about onions and that, especially if we look to French cooking, like French cuisine. Every culture seems to have a foundational stock base that's made from aromatic vegetables, carrot, celery, whether it's parsley. The Italians use parsley, the French use carrot, celery, onions. And the funny thing is that's not for the vegetables. That's for flavor. That's to flavor the sauce or broth or stew. It is not to eat the vegetables for nutrition. And now we've gone full circle away from all that. And if you just look at any base, like even in the Indian curries and stuff, they have this masala that they use for a reason, but it's not for nutrition. It's for ultimate flavor. Or if something's been a little bit on the spoiled side, they can actually mask we didn't have fridges. But it's interesting that you say that with onions, because I don't think we were supposed to necessarily eat onions, but using them as a flavor or as something to just, that's my opinion, but it's interesting because it seems to be a lot.
And no, I get that, but I've always followed the basic Karanda. What's the terminology I'm looking for here? The basic Karanda diet, I guess you could say.
Philosophy.
Yeah, red meat during the week, and then you have one day of carbohydrates, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I just followed his routine a little bit. That's pretty
The guy we had on last night said that, didn't he? Jason, he was saying that he was saying that he eats pretty much strict carnivore, like 6 days a week, and then on the weekend, then he enjoys his off food like carbohydrates. And I have no problem with that because at the end of the day, if it makes you happy and you're getting results out of it, and
But
you feel like but the thing is, for me, and I mentioned this to Jason last night, for me, like I just couldn't. I know if I added in certain foods, even if it was once a week or even a small amount, it would set me off big time. And I just feel like for me, and I know Tony does the same. Tony only eats once or twice a day, and that's where I like at the moment because I don't like to think about food anymore. I like to just say, you know what, I'm just going to eat when I'm hungry. My body tells me when to eat. My body usually tells me to eat around 12 o'clock in the day. And then my last meal is usually around 7 or 8 at nighttime. And it's not because I'm going by the time. It's just my body's telling me, okay, it's ready to eat. It's really, you know what I mean? And that's the way our ancestors were. We went there, we hunted our food, and we just sat around the fire. And we spoke about this. It's like everybody's just going to enjoy their food. Nobody's thinking about food every 2 or 3 hours. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to move away from that because I've done all that shit. I used to eat 8, 9 times a day, and I was like, this is not right. Like, this can't be normal. All this about speeding up your metabolism and you have to eat every couple of hours, complete horseshit.
Yeah, and that's what's nice about the carnivore diet. You get to eat one meal a day.
Yeah.
You might fast one of those days, not because you're doing it on purpose. It's just because you're just not hungry.
Exactly. Yeah. And then sorry, Tony, and then the digestive issue as well. People say that, but if you eat one massive meal, that might wreak havoc on your stomach. Not for me, it doesn't. Like maybe I'm eating a big carbohydrate meal. Yeah, I'll be in bits. But honestly, I can put away a pound of beef easily within 20 minutes. And within that 20 minutes, I'm grand. I don't have any gut issues. And I'm bloating. My energy's good. I feel great. I feel fantastic.
I saw a video of a lion that ate so much meat that his belly was wicked round that he couldn't even move. He had to lay down because, and I don't blame that lion because he doesn't know when he's going to have his next meal.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many times a day do you eat? And what's your sort of eating schedule like? How do you go about it?
Right now, it's about one big meal a day, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I might have a collagen shake midday every now and then. Other than that, I eat one meal a day right now. I will be eating 2 meals pretty soon when either mid-September or maybe early October. I'm not sure yet.
And why is that? Why do you feel you need to change?
Just the gym.
Okay.
Packing a little bit more muscle than last year.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were,
especially because I lost so much muscle from when I was sick for 2 weeks during July.
okay.
Yeah, I gotta beef up again.
So when you switch to 2 meals a day, you're actually just doing that to get more food in?
Yeah.
Just a smidge.
Okay.
It equals out to the amount that I eat in one meal,
Okay.
but only by a little bit.
Yeah, I get that because that's what I did as well. I used to eat 1 meal a day and I felt, okay, I need to put on more size instead of eating more food in the one meal because I would have struggled. Like that big meal at times, there would have been some days I'd eat it all and then other days I wouldn't be able to eat it all. Whereas now everything's consistent. I'm not tracking anything by any means. I just feel like from a digestive standpoint, I just feel that now I just feel a lot better just having 2 meals and then there's an 8-hour gap, fasting gap, and then I'm ready to eat again.
Yep.
Well,
I think I'm gonna start doing pretty soon.
Yeah.
And are you like an early eater or a later in the day eater?
Later in the day.
Yeah.
Because I'm a custodian by full time.
Yeah.
And so I go in at 2:30 in the afternoon. I work till 11. So I'll eat So last winter, I ate a small meal right before work, and then I would make my second meal when I came home from work.
Okay.
I know it's late. It's after 11 o'clock. I'm in bed by 1. I know it's not ideal to eat that late, but sometimes I don't have a choice.
I think there's a far cry from we have nuanced and optimal and what's good or what's better. I think there's always nuance to our lives. And I think what you sounds like you just eat according to your life, which is you're not letting the meal times dictate your life. You're letting, you work within what you got. And I think that's something that most people don't realize how tied into food times they are. And
Oh, yeah.
And there's something about eating a big meal, isn't there? It's like, I'm really looking forward to this, like a big feast. There's nothing better. You have all this food in front of you, and I'm really going to enjoy this. I don't need to track anything. I don't need to have a little bit of sweet potato, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of broccoli. No, I'm going to eat a big feast here, and that's it. There's not going to be any guilt. There's not going to be any shame.
no,
I'm just going to eat this. That's it.
I actually, even as much as I eat, I actually still question myself. Am I under eating? Because man, I can put back a lot of beef, man. Like it's pretty wild. And it hasn't really changed over the last 4+ years that I've been doing this.
No.
It seems like it doesn't really matter. And I'm like, oh my God, I can eat this. And
I'm the same as you, Tony. I literally put everything in the pan, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, by the time I'm finished, I'm still hungry. And I'm like, okay, I can eat a little bit more here. But when I look at it, I'm like, when I'm trying to add it all up, I'm thinking, am I actually under eating myself here?
Yeah.
Because my body's adapting. My body's adapting because I'm putting on more muscle mass, and my body's telling me, okay, listen, if you're putting on this muscle mass, you need to eat more. So I'm like, okay, because you'll always have that in the back of your mind. Am I conscious? Because nobody wants to be obese. I know nobody's going to be obese eating this way, but it's always in your mind that if you're eating too much food, you're going to ruin your progress. And that's what I'm always doing. But when my body's telling me, like, listen, you're gaining more muscle, you're getting stronger in the gym, all these things, it's time to eat more food.
For me, I'm pretty much right down to the T to where I can cook the amount of food according to my hunger, and I could be spot on, or I could have leftovers.
Yeah, I'm the same way now. I think, Ev, you're probably similar to me. I know Mark is too, is that if I can eat enough food in one meal, I can do it. Not many people can. The amount of food I can eat compared to a woman in her 20s is going to be crazy. I don't necessarily suggest one meal a day for if you're not hitting your satiety signals and all that stuff. You may be requiring a lot more than one meal a day, but it just seems like Mark was saying, there's something about me eating just this massive plate. And the funny thing is, okay, I'm done eating. Now what? I'm ready. I would be able to go to the gym if I had to, which is weird.
But see, the feedback I get from people is that when they're eating their 6 meals a day, when they have first meal, they're automatically thinking of the next meal.
Yeah.
Like straight away, it's okay, I've eaten that bowl of oats with that berries, but I'm automatically thinking, okay, 2 hours later, I need to eat again. Nobody should be like that. You should never be in that panic state around food. You should have that food freedom where you eat a meal, you're full, you don't need to think about food for another 8 or 10 hours.
I let my day dictate my meal. Today we had an impromptu with you, Ev, which is awesome. I just was on this morning doing things, and now this is the time where I'm starting to go, okay, what's my day like? I'm gonna go visit my mom. I'm gonna go do some things. I may get back at 5, 6, 7. Right now it's noon in Canada, in Vancouver. I don't care. It doesn't matter when that meal happens. I just know when it does happen, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Works for me.
And that's what's beautiful about carnivore. It doesn't put you in that state of panic to think about your next meal.
Yeah.
When you're available, when you can eat, you'll eat. There's no room to panic.
Yeah.
And I find that you can ride that into whatever schedule you're on. I don't know if you guys find this, but so many people make these excuses like, oh my God, I could never do that because I couldn't go without food for 2 hours. Yeah. That is not normal, in my opinion. That's not normal.
And that's the sign of an eating disorder, and that's a sign of addiction. That's what that's all about. That's what that is. If you're constantly thinking of something like literally every hour, every 2 hours, then that is an addiction. Plain and simple.
Because everybody wants that insulin spike from every meal and from exogenous carbohydrates.
And see, when you get that, you'll get that regular bump, and then you'll get that crash. You'll get that bump, then get that crash, and then that's what happens. You need your body, your blood sugars are all messed up. Your body's telling you, okay, listen, I need to eat. I need to eat because your blood sugars are dropping all the time.
It happens to me all the time, every day. Okay, there was zero amount of caffeine that would keep me awake back then.
Wild.
Zero.
Yeah.
And back then, I was in my 20s when I really experienced it. Because I was still an athlete. I was trying to go pro in hockey. So I had to get up, go to training, work out, and then I would work a night shift at some restaurant so I can make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And then I would get home probably around midnight, and I would have difficulty falling asleep. But throughout the day, like when I woke up, I had a hard time getting out of bed, constantly tired. When I would eat, as Mark just stated, you have that one bit of energy, and then all of a sudden you just crash. It happened to me all the time. And like I said, zero amount of caffeine that could keep me awake and energized. It might energize me for like maybe 20 minutes to a half hour, if that.
And then Fred, feeling that, knowing what you know now and how you feel now you can see that. And how many people do you think are suffering or that are completely unaware of that exact process happening to their lives, and they think it's normal?
So many. I just see it. I can see it in their face. I can see it from their behavior. I can see it in their body language. A lot of people in my life are just experiencing the same thing.
Yeah.
And they don't realize it.
It's that human resilience that they teach, that they program us to be like, let's just, oh, whatever. It's you. Oh, you're busy, so you're stressed. Or, oh yeah, I don't think they know what it feels like to be properly nourished.
Relaxed. Yeah, just relaxed.
And what they mean by it, eat more carbohydrate or energy, that means you're getting an insulin spike every time.
Yeah.
I've heard what it means.
And I think we all know this. Over time, that whole roller coaster yo-yo effect just makes you worse and worse until there's something that you get diagnosed with. And it's funny because this keeps coming up. It's like you're diabetic before you have diabetes, man. If you don't realize that, it's the process.
I know. And back in high school, I was not only playing hockey, I was also a track runner. I was a middle distance guy. And I did cross country to stay in shape as well. But I had it stuck in my head that, gee, I run so many miles. I also play hockey. I can get away with all the ultra processed food and all these carbs. No big deal. And yeah, it was all tried and true up until my late 20s when I started really feeling it. And then I started to gain some of the weight.
Sorry, Tony, go ahead.
But that's what they bank on, man. And that's where we get into the little bit of the sinister, nefarious stuff that they know we're bloody resilient. They know that we're able to function. They know that we can. The youth excuse is this is just the way it is. And then by the time your own genetic predisposition breaks down, they blame exactly that. They blame your genetics. And it's really frightening. It's like, yeah. I know 2 50-year-olds here talking about this stuff, and I feel better than I did when I was 20.
Yeah. If I knew about this diet years ago, I probably wouldn't be here today. No clue.
Yeah, I just feel like from what I used to do in the past, it was a massive struggle for me. That was the biggest thing for me. It's just a struggle to maintain getting in shape, being healthy, and it felt like I had to put an awful lot of pressure on myself. Like, for example, if I had something that was off plan at the weekend, I would feel that shame. The next day I'd be in the gym, I'd be punishing myself to get back to normal. Like that kind of mindset. After the weekend, you enjoy yourself, but then come Monday, it's like that mindset switch. I need to get back into the gym. I need to do the cardio. I need to do about a 3-hour workout here. I need to restrict. I need to cut out all the foods, all the shit, all that crap. I never had that freedom ever. And it's like you look back at it and you're like, the damage that you did psychologically to your mind is unbelievable. Yes, you got in amazing shape, but people don't see the damage it does up here. They can see that you look amazing, you have the abs, but I've said this all along. Because I see this in my local gym. These people look amazing. They have the bodies, but when you look directly in their face, you can see the stress. You can see it. They don't want to do this diet. They're only doing this because they work in the industry, because they're pressurized that they have to look a certain way. If they don't have a set of abs, they're not going to get clients. That kind of way. They can't sell themselves anymore. And it's very sad that they have to punish themselves to look a certain way in order for them to make money. I used to be one of these people. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that anymore. Because I was ruining myself. I was teaching people how to be healthy, but I wasn't healthy myself. So I was like, okay, I need to flip this. And now because I flipped it and I'm coaching this way, most people understand it because they know, because I used to go through it. There's a lot of people out there that are saying, like, listen, you know yourself, it's the fad diet, it's bullshit, you're taking out carbohydrates. Of course you're going to lose weight because you're just losing water weight. But you guys, you need to look past that. It's got nothing to do with water weight. You should be prioritizing your health, because if it was just about weight, then trust me, I wouldn't have went to the carnivore diet. I would have just continued to what I was doing for the last 20 years.
It's almost like, in a way, that even for natural bodybuilders, bodybuilding is not really good for you.
No, it's one of the worst. It honestly, I did a show there 4 years ago. I did my first ever bodybuilding. Yeah, I did my first ever show, and I got down to, I can't remember what, I was around 4%, 5% body fat. I was very lean. I had veins in my abs. I was very lean. But I've said this on many times that I was able to function that day, no problem. No problem, because I was on a very high fat diet. If we're going by calories, 85% of my calories was fats. And I was only eating a minimal amount of protein. The reason why my protein was very low is because at that stage, I wasn't building muscles. I was just focusing on getting as lean as I possibly could. But in order to do that, I wanted to make sure I wasn't messing with my health to do that. So that's why I kept my fats up high. And I was able to function. I was able to talk to people. I didn't have any brain fog. I wasn't thinking about food. But the people that were doing the show with me, who were similar, like 4%, 5% body, these people were like zombies on stage.
Yeah.
Like they were ready to faint. And I was like, all this just to win a trophy? Really?
Yeah.
To me, you're messing up your health. You're messing up your health just to win a fucking trophy.
Yeah, for a little plastic trophy.
Oh, it's not right. It's not good. It's not good.
And then you were saying that they got pizza and dessert in the back.
In the background, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They zoomed for it.
Yeah, because the next day, a guy that I spoke to on stage, he told me this. He sent me the message. He retained 20 pounds of his body weight the next day because of the refeed he had. 20 pounds of water weight. When you looked at his pictures the next day, he was shredded when he stepped on stage. Absolutely shredded.
Next day.
The next day, he looked like shit. He looked like shit.
The funny thing is, people call that edema. Right? That's water retention.
Not good. Holy story that about me, we're like 35 now, so probably about 13 years ago when I was working out at like midnight, stuff like that, because I worked late night, whatever. I was young. I just enjoyed working out. I wasn't building any muscle, but I just enjoyed working out at the time. So some guy told me that he knew a bodybuilder after his show, after the guy had won the show. I don't know what show. I don't even know the name of the guy. You were just telling me a story about a bodybuilder. Like really, right after his show, he ate the family size of Doritos. The family size bag. And it's like, he ate the entire bag. Said he wants everything. And it took him 1 year to get back to where he was. Wow. One big bag of Doritos.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
Like, that was crazy.
Yeah. I think we all get put into these boxes, and I think there's an argument there about elite athletes and all, like, being every athlete is super healthy. I don't know. I don't think we don't know what's going on under the hood. We don't know about their lifestyles, and I would argue that just because you're doing it doesn't necessarily make you healthy.
Exactly. And see, then what I don't like about the bodybuilding community is when they say, okay, you've lost the weight. We know we can't stay there. It's not sustainable, but now you need to go to a bulking season. Now, the difference between their bulking season and my bulking season is I'm still walking around with a six-pack.
And you're always
I'm-
bulking.
Yeah, I'm bulking now. I'm eating a lot of food at the moment. Now, if I was to go by what we were told about calories, and you should focus on your calories and multiply it by 10 or whatever with your body weight and all that bullshit. Like I was told years ago, you need to multiply your body weight by 10 to know how many calories you're on at the moment. So I'm about 160 at the moment. So if I was to go by the science and multiply that by 10, I'd be eating 1,600 calories. Guys, I'd be fucking starving. Now I can tell you right now, I'm eating well over 5,000 calories a day, probably more. I'm lean. I'm walking around with a six pack at the moment.
Yeah.
When I see people that are telling me, when I see people that are in the mess in the gym, the one thing they'll always say to me is, "Oh, but man, I'm bulking. I'm bulking. This is the reason why I have this beer belly." Really? You're walking around bulking, but you have a beer belly? No,
I don't agree.
there's something not right there. There's something not right there.
I think
That's-
I don't know if you guys know who he is, but Lee Priest was the
Yeah.
king of that. He would tell you that
we
he's my height. Like I'm 5'6.5". I think he's actually shorter than me. And he would walk around like 325 pounds in the off season, like eating all this shit. And he would fully admit it. I just eat Kentucky Fried Chicken and Burger King and all this shit. Just get fat for his. And I don't think that would be.
And see, if you're gaining all that fat and then you're trying to lean down, that can't be healthy.
Well,
Can't
that can't be good for your heart either.
Can't be, because you're doing all this cardio, you're damaging your body. It's just like, why? And then when you do get down to your goal weight and you look incredible, and it's okay, what are you going to do next? Oh, I'll go back and I'll do what I did before to get bigger, as they say.
Yeah. No.
It's just, and I know what it's like to walk around with 300 pounds on your body, because I'm only a small guy myself. I'm only 5'3", and I was 300 pounds, and I can tell you now, it's not comfortable. Trust me.
No doubt.
It's not comfortable.
You got to remember too, it's easier for them to say, "Oh, I eat all that stuff because I'm bulking." Yeah, it's easier to say it when you're in hand.
Yeah, true. That changes everything for sure. That's
And
probably
the reason why they tell us they take these enhancements is because of recovery.
Yeah.
They want to be fully recovered by the next day so that they can jump right at it.
Yeah.
Whereas natural bodybuilders, you can only work out 3-4 times a week.
And see, Tony mentioned this yesterday. I don't give a shit what these people do. If you want to do, that's fine. But don't tell everybody else that you're doing this special diet and you're in amazing shape doing it this way when we know what you're doing in the backgrounds. That's what pisses me off. You know what I mean? We had this conversation with Mark Bell yesterday. This is what I don't like. I don't give a shit what Mark Bell does in his private life. If he wants to be on the sugar diet, that's fine. That's his decision. But the problem I have is what he's telling other people to do. And that's where I have the big problem. That's where I find I'm like, you know what? No, we can't be giving out this advice. This is not good. This is just not good.
I know.
Ev, I think, man, we want to respect your time. I love that you came and hung out with us and got to know a bit about your story. That was very cool.
I had a great time with you guys.
Awesome.
This was great.
We'd love to have you back anytime and maybe come and host, give your spin on things on a Sunday. We'd love to have you. Your Blue Collar Carnivore on Instagram is a great little way to get to know you. And I love your content. I love your stuff. I love your charm and your wit. And I think you bring a nice little, your own twist to all this stuff. But where can people find you and how do people get a hold of you?
You can just get a hold of me through Instagram at Blue Collar Carnivore. That's pretty much it. I might work on a YouTube channel. I am not 100% sure. And I have an X account, but I don't really use it very much. So the best way to reach out to me is through Instagram at Blue Collar Carnivore.
Awesome, man. Everett LaMountain. He is a Blue Collar Carnivore from Rhode Island, also a member of the carnivore community worldwide. And man, I've got to meet you a couple times now, Ev. Always a pleasure. And I'm looking forward to another one. Mark, any last words, my friend?
No, it's been a pleasure, Ed. I've been reaching out to you now for the last couple of months. I've been dying to get you on. So
Yeah.
it's amazing to finally meet you now in person. I know I've talked to you a few times through the group, but it's amazing meeting you and these other people in person and hearing your story, because that's what we're doing this for. We always said that we're doing this show for people so they can actually tell their stories. And we can actually listen to these people and we can actually push the agenda against other people.
Exactly. And people they need to know that there are better options than going to a doctor on a weekly basis. Heck, maybe even a monthly basis, but still, even on a monthly basis, it's still kind of consuming to go to a doctor's office. And you don't need to be on medication. You can heal through real quality food. And that's literally it.
Said my friend. He is the Blue Collar Carnivore on Instagram. We are the Meat of the Matter podcast. We are live Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK and Ireland, 7 p.m. in the Netherlands and Europe. Peter, he's always cycling these days because he's a Dutch cycling, raw milk drinking crazy guy. But he probably would love to sit down with you too, Ev, and he's probably sorry you couldn't be here. But thanks for being here, my friend. And Mark, always a pleasure. And we will see you very soon, everybody.